I remember some years back, I was still in school when the Lord told me that a heavy burden was going to rest upon my shoulder. I didn't understand it. So anytime I come to a crossroad or I come to a point where something looks so difficult for me, I'll ask him, Lord, is this that heavy burden you talked about? He won't say anything. I just move on. When I meet another one, I'm like, is this the heavy burden you talked about? I went on and on until I got married. And then we started RCN. RCN started just a year before I got married. So I just came into ministry straight. I was still trying to adjust, enjoy my marriage, go for honeymoon. Like many of us ladies, it's always in my heart. We'll even be thinking, where will I go for my honeymoon? In fact, some of you already have where you want to go. One of the places I wanted to go was, I used to hear, I've never been there, Sun City, South Africa. I said, yes, I'm going to be running on the beach, Sun City. And then I married this man. And it wasn't about Sun City. It wasn't about honeymoon. I was like, am I in the right place? Is this what I bargained for? And I continued. I remember immediately after our wedding, I think somewhere, we got married October, somewhere in November, we had to go for a minister's conference. I had to follow him, of course. And yet the honeymoon was not yet coming forth. But I was just thinking, okay, maybe before the conference, take me for honeymoon. I didn't hear anything. Then we went for the conference. I said, okay, let me go wear my suit. I'll go for conference. And I went for a conference. There was no honeymoon. Then, even in the midst of the conference, we were at a friend's place. And right there, I think in the morning, my husband had woken up to take his bath. I was still in the bedroom. And suddenly, there was this coffin that just appeared before me. Let's take it back to a day before that day. We came into the conference day one. And then there was this mommy. God bless her soul. She's late now. But she was the one who called for a seed for the building of Papa's church, the new site. And she said she knows that 10 people here can give 50,000 and then 100,000. You know, she was just, my spirit said, Tina, but you can't give now. I said, no, it's not me God is talking about right now. Because when I left my parents, as they sent me off to my husband's place, they gave me 100,000. That was the only money that was tied to my name. And this is God telling me that money, I should give it. I said, but this money is for security purpose. In case I need something and the man who doesn't even look at honeymoon is not ready to give me that money, I will just pinch a little and do what I want to do. So it was like security in my hands. And here was God saying, give me. So I said no. Then we're all seated down. All this was going on in my mind. My husband got up and walked forward when they called for, I think, 100,000 or something. At the time, I think he was earning maybe 80 or 90, something like that. And so he got up and went. So in my mind, this is me now. I'm acting the drama or the film. I said, he has gotten up now. His man and wife is one. So he has covered for us. But the Spirit of God kept pushing me, kept pressing me. Said, Tina, go out. That 50,000, you have to give it. I said, okay. I got up reluctantly and I went forward. My husband was there and I was like, wouldn't it look so foolish? Husband is there, wife is there. He's supposed to stand for us. I was just negotiating. But the long and short of it was, immediately after that morning meeting, I quickly withdrew the 50,000 and gave it. Then in the night of that same day, that was morning, in the evening session, there was this man of God who came also and he was preaching. And he said, there are 32 persons here that death is hanging on your head. There are 32 persons. And he said, the power of God is going to move right now. And God is going to break that yoke of death from over their life. Honestly, I was number one to go down. I was just thinking, what if I was in honeymoon? I got up and we went. Day one passed. So in the night, that same day, went to sleep. The following morning, we were supposed to come for morning session. Before the morning session, my husband woke up and went to take his bath. While I was on the bed, this coffin just came. And it was trying to summon my spirit because there was a struggle. I was on the bed, but there was that struggle trying to, I don't know whether it's to conjure me to enter into the coffin or something. But there was a force that was holding me back. Then suddenly my husband finished and he came out. It left. So I was telling my husband, I said, something just happened now. I said there was a coffin. So unknown to me, I didn't know that there was death that had followed me from, I don't know from where. But if I had insisted and I didn't sacrifice that honeymoon, I don't know where I would be by now. Probably I wouldn't be here. There are things that God has told you to give. For me, honeymoon was number one. Many other things as we go on, I will say to you. But what is that thing you've been struggling with God about that he says give? He's the one who knows the end from the beginning. We only struggle with him because we don't have faith enough to see what he's saying.